Welcome back to the adventure, everybody. We're on our quest to wake the windfish, and we're about to head into Key Cavern. I'll make sure to let you listen to the music as we start. So, as you've seen, the room off to the right of Key Cavern's entrance has an obstacle we can't surpass. You've seen the shrouded Stalfos before, but the other enemies are bombites. The red ones, hit them with your sword and they'll go flying and eventually explode, but if you block them with your shield, then I believe the timer resets. If you go up here, defeat the souls, the doors will open and a chest will appear. You will also see two strange obstacles we can't surpass yet. Unfortunately, this chest is a dud and only contains a Zol. And this room cannot be accessed because we have to hit a switch. And as for this room, we cannot do anything in here because we can't access that enemy. It's being blocked off by those blocks and by the mysterious objects we saw. But you will want to come back there and defeat the enemies. Head downstairs and we'll be ambushed by Zols again. You'll notice there are 4 locked doors. If you want to proceed through the dungeon, this is the correct door. But if you want to go back and grab a couple of things, this is the correct door. Note that this door, and this door all yield keys. So, let's start off with this one. This introduces us to a new enemy, the Parod. Bird-like creatures that teleport and launch attacks after they teleport. We can't get close to them because they will just teleport and attack us. At the moment, all we can do is throw bombs after them. Now we'll need a very well-timed one for that. Alright, so we'll have to get them to teleport again. You might be needing bombs a lot in this dungeon. Defeat the Parods in here, and sundry other enemies, to earn a key, which will respawn if it falls down that gap and you come back into the room. If you go down this way, once again you must defeat all the enemies to get another key. If you're careful, a well-thrown pot can defeat the Parod. I need that bomb pickup, and I also need the key. If you want to go back and get the items earlier on, then defeat the enemies in here. This will cause another key to appear, but we can also hit that switch. Let's go back up the stairs. This chest yields the stone beak. We'll see what that owl statue down there has to say. Again, we can't do anything about that, but we can get the chest in here. Here is the map for Key Cavern. Let's take a look at it. It's the first dungeon with 2 floors, and as you can see, both the first and second floors are shaped somewhat like keys. Leave this room, defeat any obstacles in your way, and keep on heading up. We have that one last unlocked room, well, locked door to go into, but we'll see what the owl statue has to say as well.
Far away. Do not fear. Dash and fly.
Typically cryptic advice. And the Zol... Unfortunately, the Zol can't go upstairs. You don't get a key in this room because it is the correct path. There isn't any prize for defeating the Parrot either. However, in this room, you will need to defeat all the enemies to access another key. Now, we've noticed that many walls you can bomb are actually cracked. But pay attention here. Put a bomb right there. This will give us access to a room that is important for later. If you head up here, you can bomb this wall here. Well, at least the Stalfos was smart enough to get out of the way. So, we can proceed up to the north here.
Poke suspicious parts of the wall with your sword and listen to the sounds it makes.
But I'm going to show you a different path. Show off something if you want to be observant and get as much of the dungeon done as you can. Defeat the enemies in here, then go through and fight a few more Parrots. Once again, we'll have to use bombs to do the trick. But this yields another key. If we go through the one-way door here, we can defeat some more enemies, pick up a Guardian Acorn, and a chest will spawn up there. We can't get to it just yet. But an area with some bombites. As you can see, blocking them with your shield resets their fuse timer. But you can use them to damage enemies if you're lucky. There is of course a bomb pickup, which will be very handy if you've been defeating Parrots this way.
To defeat the black monsters with the hard shell, feed them something explosive.
That's why we have the bomb pickup. Now, if you head along this way, you will get a preview for the rest of the dungeon. See that cracked wall there? It is important to blow this up because you can easily miss it. The path to the north leads here. This is a useful preview. If you're not familiar with the dungeon, come this way to get a preview of what you need to do. You can pretty much explore Key Cavern in an open-ended fashion. We have 50 rupees. We're doing very well on the monetary front. But head back down to this room where we saw this odd formation of Zols and Gels. Now we need to head up through this door. These are Dodongo snakes, our mini-boss. After you feed them a bomb, they will actually keep their mouths closed for a little while compared to the original versions. It is also worth noting that in the original games, if you defeated one and then left the room via this little pathway here, the game would assume you'd beaten both of them. 3 bombs and they burst. See where it's going, and fairly simple. The warp will take us back to the start, but don't go there just yet. Instead, let's go for this chest. Because of the obstacles, you might guess this is our item. We have the Pegasus Boots. They are permanently equipped. You can dash through those obstacles, popping them like balloons. Now we need to head through here. Dash and jump with the Rock's Feather to clear gaps of up to 3 spaces. This would be replicated in the Oracle games with the Pegasus Seeds. And that is where we get the Nightmare Key, and there's a Stalfos trying to get to us. Now, what we need to do is go back to the warp point, because we still have some unfinished business in the first area. This room off to the right. Charge at that, and you can unlock, well, you can access a key. We can also maneuver around to defeat that gel in the room with the 2 Stalfos. And with very careful timing, you can launch the bombite into enemies. If the crystal switch is blue, you can actually maneuver through this room, but because we took the warp, it is reset, so we have to run back. Simply jump over the bombite rather than trying to attack it, because otherwise you'll be stuck in an infinite cycle. Now we can defeat the Stalfos. And a chest will appear. 300 rupees. If you want to get the bow as early as possible, get that. So we have 3 keys. We need to go back to that area where we bombed the cracked wall, where you can see the upper part of the dungeon. As you will also have seen there, a dash attack at pair odds defeats them. It is worth noting, dash attacks do not work against Zeros and winged Octoroks. They will simply fly out of your way. Exactly why it works so well for pair odds, but nothing else, I don't know. Now, green bombites. As you've seen, when you hit them, they'll start grinning badly and a timer will count down. Hit them away from you at the last second. Or just run out of the way. You'll also need to defeat the Zols in there. And move on. This is our compass. If you like, you can come here fairly early. But I've shown you where all the keys are. This room has the last key. Trying to get him to go the other way. But we should be right. Destroying all the bombites gives us the 4th key we need to unlock the central formation of 4 blocks. Fortunately, When we've opened a room that has doors which close and need us to do certain things, they stay open. Unlock these as you go around the 4 rooms and head down the stairs. In this passage, charge into this thwomp-like thing and then make a running jump. Dash at the pair odds to open the door. Let's see about grabbing this piece of power too. Now the keys here, defeating them will actually drop a key, as you will have noticed by the little chime going off. This is just in case you wind up here, want to explore the rest of the dungeon and get a bit soft-locked. It's a backup. But now we have our boss battle ready to go. Na, 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 you can't find me. Na, na. The boss will drop Zols from the ceiling. What we want to do is charge into the wall and reveal Slime Eye, the boss of Key Cavern, with some pretty good reflection effects. Now this is a Zelda game. Go for the eye. Hit the eyes to stretch Slime Eye out as much as possible and charge at the center of the formation. When they land, jump. Otherwise you'll be knocked off your feet and temporarily stunned. 4 blows to the eye will take one of these out. Don't jump too early. As you can see, pretty easy. I do wish they'd improved the bosses a little bit more. Some of them got a touch up, but Slime Eye is particularly easy if you know what you're doing. So there we are, another heart container and another instrument under our belt. As we leave the dungeon, the owl approaches for more exposition.
How many instruments have you gotten so far? When you play the instruments in front of the egg, the windfish will wake and you will leave this island. Now you must hasten to the Arna Desert. The dark, monstrous inhabitants of the sand will show you the way.
So that will be our next destination, but we do have a few other things we can do. So I'm going to take you exploring. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time on our adventure through Koholint Island as we go and do a few more things.